Attention! You are entering the combat zone. Get ready for battle. Good luck.
Hey there, Postal here! So today we're taking out the Yak-1 Tier 5 Soviet fighter. But I want to give a shout out, well, a call out actually. So I want to start doing planes by request. So every week I'm going to have a video like this where I'm going to say, hey guys, in the comments below, please vote for the plane that you want me to fly. And next week I will fly that plane, whatever the hell it is.
Show me what you can do, pilot.
If it's friggin' Tier 2 P-23, if it's a Tier 10 ME-262 HG3. It doesn't matter. I want to fly what you guys want to see, and, you know, we'll do that. So, vote down below on what you want to see me fly next Friday, and I'll have it posted then, or maybe Thursday. We'll see. Alright, so... just a second. Whoop, I can't type. So what are we doing with this plane? Well, we're in a Tier 6 battle, so we're definitely going to be having some issues. This plane has all kinds of issues to begin with. So the Tier 5, 6, and 7 Yak light fighter line is pretty weak on the gun armament. You have one 20mm cannon, and you have one 50 caliber machine gun, and that's it. That's all we got here. I mean, like, what are we going to do here? So, you need to pay attention to what's going on around you. And you desperately do not waste time on planes that are going to take too long to kill. You're incredibly, incredibly slow. So keep that in mind. You're just slow compared to, you know, other Tier 5 planes, not even to mention Tier 6 planes. I'm going after this guy because we need to get rid of him, not because he's the smartest target as far as, you know, like, using my abilities against. This gun, again, the only reason I was able to take him out was because we had... Actually, Super Papa got him out. We're going to head over here, though, because, well, because I feel like that's going to be where I can be best used. This plane needs to focus on the fighters, the light fighters, I mean by that, and on the multi-role fighters. That's all its gun is really going to do well at. Obviously, it can do some light damage to heavy fighters and to GAs, but if you're going against a full health heavy fighter, you're going to be probably wasting your time. It just takes so long to get those knocked out. This plane excels at being, you know, like this in the center of the map. So we want to try to flip this sector as quickly as possible and get to the center as quickly as possible, because that's where this plane is going to, like, just sit and do well. In fact, let me see what else we're even up against here. P-40 and a P-40. So we will totally own the center. And we can't go very far from there. Okay, I'm just wiggling to avoid flak. It does help. Makes me look like I'm drunk, but whatever. Guys, I'm pretty low health. Got some light fighters inbound, actually. I need to get down. Down, 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 down. And I'm going to move towards the P-40, so that way his angle of attack is all jacked up. Once I get down into the white, as far as altitude is concerned, now he's in real trouble, because I can easily outturn him. And he doesn't seem to realize that. When you're in the yellow in this plane, your turn ability is pretty poor. I mean, it's still better than a lot of planes out there. But it's poor compared to what you want it to be at. We need to pay attention to these guys up here. Let's head to the center, because that's where we're going to own it, right? We're doing pretty darn well as a team here. Then again, we got, you know, good players, it would seem. But Man Invader, I don't know who that is, but he seems to be doing good. Keep that name on the tip of your tongue. If you ever see him battling, he might be a really good player. So let's go put this plane where it's going to be most effective. Yeah, we got those two sectors. It's going to buy us some time. We got our damn sector. This plane is not built for attack, though. It is built for defense. see I'm way up in my altitude here. I don't like this. I don't like this. Something I do is, see, right now I'm using my 50 cal machine gun only, just so I can get my 20 millimeter to cool down. Because again, this freaking gun on the hub can be very, very annoying if it's not working properly. Holy cow. You know, you can imagine if that was a freaking heavy fighter that had like twice as many hit points, how long that would have taken. Now, part of it was, you know, I just was not hitting my shots properly. But I mean, that happens with any pilot, at any level, in any plane. Sometimes your shots just aren't landing how you want them to land. And so you can just imagine. I mean, this isn't a bad plane if you're able to put it into a into position to be able to win a battle. The thing with this plane is it's not a keeper. The only reason I've kept it is because, well, I'm eventually going to keep every plane. I bought it back specifically for the paint that I won, and then I didn't even keep the paint. I like this plane better, this paint better. Plus, it gives you 20% crew experience. All right, so what are some keepers? Well, there's a lot of better planes that you would want to keep. We'll talk about that in just a second. But this plane, if you're able to succeed with this plane, you'll do well at Tier 6 and Tier 7. With it's the same setup. Very maneuverable, very slow, very poor altitude performance.
The enemy has captured the command center.
God damn it, they captured both command centers, huh? Get that. Alright, boys, let's put on our carry pants here. We're going to own the center for as long as we can. While they get the mining facility. We will win this if we own the mining facilities, but we've got an SC-100 who has better guns on his rear than I've got on my front.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again.
Again, the only reason I'm really going after him is because he was already on half health, and I felt like I had that flexibility.
Concentrating forces near the airfield.
I know there's a specialized heavy somewhere behind me, but I figured with all my moving around, getting behind this guy, I was going to throw off that heavy, and clearly we did. Oh shit. Where is he? There he is. Alright, so as far as a keeper is concerned, this is definitely not a keeper. And the reason being is just there's so many better options at Tier 5. I would, if I just wanted like a pure turn fighter, and this is just tech tree planes I'm talking about here. I'm not even going to tell you about, did I just knock out Roderick? I sure did. And Ethan just decided he didn't want to play anymore, I guess. Oh no, that was Dr. Payne that I think I killed. But Ethan quit? I hate quitters, man. I hate quitters, I really do. Or never logged in to begin with. Alright, come on. So this guy is toast because he's trying to turn. He should be utilizing, a P-40 should be totally utilizing its airspeed because frickin' Yak has no airspeed. You could just pull away, dude. Alright, well, that's that. So as far as keepers is concerned, at this tier, just tech tree keepers, if you want a really turny fighter, get the frickin' Zero. It's got better guns. And it's a heck of a lot more turny. And so the Yak's really turny, but the Zero's even more turny, right? Key 43, that plane has two 20mm cannons, and again, is even more turny. This guy's gonna be effing up my day. I would totally, in my opinion, the best tier 5 turn fighter is going to be the Spitfire 1, because you've got two 20mm cannons, plus a bunch of frickin' machine guns. Yeah, it's a little less maneuverable than this plane, but it's still maneuverable enough.
Victory is ours. We're waiting for your return.
And, you know, you can still do what you want to do in that easily. Let's head on back. Alright, so we were able to get 13 frags there, you know, 2,600 damage to aerial targets. I don't even know what that really means when it comes to a tier 5 battle. You know, not the most damage, but you're not going to do the most damage, and we're going to go over that in just a second. But we did what we needed to do to win, and we put ourselves in a position to win the battle. A Yak, and this goes for Yak-1, Yak-1M, Yak-3, hell, it really technically goes for all the Yaks. It's primarily a defensive aircraft. Fighters in general, of course, are primarily defensive aircrafts. But these, especially because they're just so slow. You need to get to a sector and kind of stick there. I took the command centers, and then, you know, I knew that from that point going forward, I was just going to hang out in the center. We lost the command centers. I'm not going over there. It's too much time. This plane is too slow. I'm not going over there and wasting time, right? And so that's what you want to do with the Yak-1, the Yak-1M, and the Yak-3. This plane, it can be, if you can put it into a position to exceed, it can do that. And you can make the grind less difficult, less frustrating, because you're putting out such a weak amount of damage, right? But as far as a keeper is concerned, as good as you are in the Yak-1, you're going to be better in so many other planes. And we're just going to talk about the non-premium planes here. But there's better premium planes than this one. As far as a keeper is concerned, all right, Key 43-1, right? I mean, -2, excuse me. Much better maneuverability, and mine's not even like, you know, anything special. You've got two 20mm cannons. Yeah, they've got slightly less range, but you're still, you know, you still have that chunk of damage, right? Okay, you don't want to be like extremely maneuverable. Well, you can still go with a frickin' 0. Still more maneuverable. I've got mine buffed a little bit with the equipment. And you've got two 20mm cannons that go the same distance, and two 30 cal machine guns, which are really short range. But it doesn't matter. You've still got, instead of 130 damage a second, you've got 202 in a more maneuverable platform. Yeah, the altitude performance is even worse. Yeah, the airspeed is even worse. But I mean, you're not going to notice it. You're not. You're slow. Slow is slow. And keep in mind, this is friggin' 0 with a 62% pilot, because I was stupid that one day. Okay, so you don't want to be that slow. You don't want to be that low on the altitude performance. Let's go with Spitfire 5. Better altitude performance, noticeably better. Better airspeed, again, noticeably better. Yeah, the maneuverability is worse, but only slightly. And yeah, you've got two 20mm cannons that reach out even further, only 100 feet, but it's still further. And you've got 4 of these 303s. You're putting out a chunk of damage, right? 280. What? Yeah. And so there's the turn fighters that are going to be better options for you than the Yak-1. All right, you want something a little less maneuverable? Go with a Lag-3. This one only puts out 157, but still more than the Yak-1. And it's a 23mm cannon instead of a 20mm cannon. And it reaches out 100 extra meters, or 330 extra feet. This is basically a Yak-1 with a better cannon and less maneuverability. Hell, you've got better airspeed, I think, even, right? Barely. Yeah. So, okay. Like, so as far as a keeper is concerned, the Yak-1 is definitely, like, just your worst option. It just is, I'm sorry. As far as a grind is concerned, you know, you just have to be mindful of what you're going to be good against. The damage output is so poor on this particular plane. Just don't waste your time on bombers. That's idiocracy. Don't waste your time on any bombers unless they just happen to be down low for some reason. And on low health. Don't waste your time on GAs except for the same exact reason. You're all by yourself with a GA, and you know you got time to waste. Heavy fighters, only go after the heavy fighters if they're on low enough health, or they're just trying to turn around you, and you're like, well, okay, I can outturn you, because you're gonna run into a frickin', you know, a P-38F or whatever they are at Tier 5 that's gonna try to outturn you, and you can just sit there and consistently put damage on him while you turn. It's still gonna take a long time because your damage output on the Yak-1 is so terrible, but you can do it in that situation. Otherwise, focus on the fighters, focus on the multi-rolls. Focus on owning this one sector, typically the center sector, but not always. You have to determine what's the most important sector to own. And you can do well in that kind of regard. It's not a catch-all. Like I don't want to see any freaking comments down below where people are like, I went to the center and I owned it and they killed my whole team and we lost. Well, yeah, you still need to, you know, adjust your gameplay per each battle. Not every battle's the same, right? But in general, doing what I did similarly in this battle. you know, captured the important sectors, the command centers. At least for a Yak, I can't capture a mining facility. You can't really do that in any light fighter. And then going to the center to hold on for the rest of the battle was the best tactic. And this plane can definitely do that. You need to look at the beginning of the battle and see, okay, well, I'm up against two P-40s. I can handle that with my eyes closed. Not really, but I can handle it pretty easily. If you're going against Zeros or Key 43s or even Spitfires or another Yak, you know, you need to be mindful of that, but you don't see those very often because, well, most people want to go faster. So yeah. So I hope that helps. And again, I want to reinforce, please leave a comment down below. You know, I will be doing at least once a week, doing a buy request per your votes in the comments. I will also count votes, and I'm actually going to create a separate folder for votes in my Discord channel, so please join my Discord down below, in the comments down below, excuse me, in the comments in the description down below, you'll see that link. And that way I can just, you know, I can be flying what you guys want to see. I don't mind, hell, if every single one that I do every single week is just buy request, buy request, buy request. But I want there to be an open avenue for you guys to request that. I hope this was helpful for anybody grinding down this Yak line or who's stuck wondering what the hell is up with this Yak-1 and its pitiful output. Well, that's the reason why. Also, side note, now that we've basically gotten to the end, keep in mind, the equipment I've set up on this is not what you want to set up your equipment for. I've put polished skin, I put frickin' Engine Guru 1 on my pilot because I was trolling myself. Don't do that. For the pilot, Engine Guru 1 is like something you want to get when you get like your 6th pilot point, or maybe your 8th even. You want to get your Marksman 1, and then probably like the aerobatics expert, and then Engine Guru. Like, Engine Guru is just not important. Your airspeed does not get impacted by Engine Guru enough. Look, I put Engine Guru on here and polished skin, and I've moved up like 1 airspeed. It's just not worth it. I tried it out just to see for you guys. You're welcome. Don't do it. Use lightweight wing frame to help your maneuverability even more, because you might as well go all in. And again, do Marksman 1 and then probably Aerobatics Expert and then maybe Engine Guru if you hang on to this plane. There's no point in hanging on to this plane though, unless you just really, really like it for some reason. But if you want a keeper fighter at tier 5, this is like a turn fighter at tier 5, this is not it. And we haven't even talked about the premium planes that at tier 5 are better turn fighters than this one. I mean, you know, whip out the old A6M3 experimental, right? And there's other ones. But anyway, hope this was helpful. Send me some comments, vote down below, meet me in Discord. Have a great day. Bye.